If you're looking for the perfect way to use up those ripe bananas in your kitchen that are looking a little bit on the sad side, I have the perfect recipe for you guys. These are my chocolate chip banana muffins. I'm Nick and you're watching the Scran line where I teach you how to make delicious desserts designed to impress. These chocolate chip banana muffins are perfectly moist, packed full of chocolate chips, and they're so easy to make. I'm going to show you how to make them right now. Let's begin with the dry ingredients. So I am going to be adding some flour into a medium-sized bowl along with some sugar. Now I've got the measurements up on screen, but I've also got them in recipes. So head on over to the description box below to grab the recipe. We're going to be adding some bicarb soda. You might know it as baking soda, and some salt. I am going to grab a whisk and whisk these ingredients all together, and we're going to set them aside. The next thing we want to do is move on to our bananas. So, like I said, this recipe is a great way to use up your ripe bananas. The riper they are, the sweeter your cupcakes are. And this recipe doesn't have a lot of sugar because it relies on the sweetness from the bananas, which is really, really delicious, because these don't just add flavor, they add sweetness as well. So we want to actually mash these bananas. We want to mash these bananas up before we pop them in with the rest of the wet ingredients. So I'm just gonna pop them in a flat plate and use a fork to mash these up. They don't have to be like super duper mashed, just kind of roughly mash them up. They're gonna get mixed into the rest of the wet ingredients anyway, and they'll break up a little bit in there as well. Fun fact, I didn't actually like bananas growing up. There was this ad on TV that used to show all these different people eating bananas, and it was advertising bananas. And there was one scene with a kid, it was like a toddler, and it had like mashy bananas all over its face. And at the time I didn't like the feeling of slimy bananas, so I hated them. But then as I got older, I started eating them, and I got to a point where I ate 17 bananas in a day. That's how much I love bananas. I don't eat them that many a day now, like maybe once a day, because they're a really good source of potassium. Okay. So our bananas are mashed. We are going to get on with the rest of the wet ingredients. We're gonna add these bananas straight into another mixing bowl. So I'm using a large one this time, and we're going to add 1 egg. We're gonna add some oil. So again, measurements all up on the screen, and a good healthy dash of vanilla extract. I am not the kind of person who measures vanilla because I don't think that you need to. So we are going to mix all of these ingredients together. So just using the same whisk is fine. I mean, this is probably the reason why a lot of people don't like eating bananas, because it looks super duper slimy right now, but it's all gonna come together. We're gonna add our dry ingredients to our wet ingredients and just mix everything in. That's how simple this recipe is. As you're mixing, you want to take care to not overmix the batter, because then you develop the gluten in the flour. And you want your cupcakes to be, well, they're actually not cupcakes, they're muffins, to be nice and delicate and soft and delicious. You don't want them to be chewy and like hockey pucks. So this batter is actually quite a thick batter, but these still come out really, really moist and delicious because of all that yummy banana in there. So that's what adds moisture to these, along with the oil. Once you have it mixed and you can see no dry ingredients, the last thing we're gonna do is add some yummy chocolate chips in here. I'm using milk ones because I couldn't find dark ones in my cupboard. But dark ones would be good because they're less sweet. So if you're not someone who loves things to be too sweet, use the semi-sweet or dark chocolate chips. So we're going to gently fold those in, again, taking care not to overmix the batter. Quickly jumping in to remind you guys to hit the like button if you're enjoying this video so far. Are you? And make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you guys watch the latest videos as soon as they come out. The little bell icon's gonna help you to do that as well. Back to the video. So I've got a cupcake tin. We're going to line this with some white cupcake liners. So I'm just using grease-proof cupcake liners, but you could use muffin liners if you like. It will end up with a taller muffin. It's really up to you. This recipe makes 12 muffins with these cupcake liners. If you use the taller muffin ones, you're gonna end up with, I think, like around 8 to 10 muffins. I'm gonna use an ice cream scoop to scoop my butter into my cupcake liners. This batter actually doesn't rise a whole lot. It is a muffin, so it's still like fluffy, but it's a little bit denser than a regular cupcake. So you can pack these if you like. I might have gone a bit overboard with these and I ended up with 11 instead of 12, but that's completely fine. We're gonna finish these off with a sprinkling of more chocolate chips. So I did end up finding some dark ones, so I'm gonna use some dark chocolate chips or semi-sweet ones at the top. These are gonna go in the oven and they're gonna bake. Once they're baked, we're gonna let them cool down completely, and I wanna come back and do a taste test and show you just how amazing these are. So these have been cooling. They're completely cooled. They baked absolutely beautifully. So normally, like this recipe, like I said, will make about 12 muffins, but if you want like slightly taller, nice round shaped tops, it'll make 11. And then again, muffin liners, you'll end up with even less because they're taller muffins. But these are so delicious, and my house, guys, it smells amazing right now. So I'm gonna bite into one of these. I was testing these out and I was so excited to make them again to show you guys how to make the recipe. So I'm more of a tearer when it comes to cupcakes and muffins. I don't really like biting into it. And my favorite bit is the top. So good. These are so yummy. Really easy to make, and guys, the best way to use up ripe I was gonna say ripe tomatoes, ripe bananas. If you want to make these muffins yourself, I've left the link to the recipe in the box below. I really need to stop talking with my mouth full. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you hit the like button, and I'd love to hear from you guys. I want to know what muffin flavor you like best and which one you think I should make next. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well, guys. I'll see you all on the next episode of the Scran line. By the way, I have loads of other recipes on this channel, really yummy desserts that I'd love for you guys to go and check out. So click on the video somewhere on the screen right now to watch another video of mine.